So welcome back again. Today's video is entitled Stripping Back. So far, just before we get into that, let's recap. We started with a little bit of a background introduction, using my little notes to remind me. And then in the first video, I talked about being open to magic and how much openness you could find. And when you hit resistance, really just noticing that and feeling it, but there's nothing really to do about it. It's just like, well, wow, there's resistance here. That's kind of interesting. The next one was about where you're heading. What's your North Star? What are you following? Is it something specific you're creating, or are you just looking to create a more magical life? You know, what comes up for you? What makes sense to you when you think about what star you're currently following? And then we had one step at a time. So doing what's obvious to do, and then the next thing, and when there's nothing obvious to do, then that's what you do, nothing obvious. Straightforward really, isn't it? And then the next one, we talked about old habits dying hard, and how patience is such a good guide for that. Oh crikey, just thought of another video, so I'm just going to write that down. So you can't control when these things come, you know. I could easily lose track of that, so why not just like genuinely write it down? That was called 6 Archetypes. So I'll try and factor that into a later video. The particular patterns of the character that we can look out for and can really help us. So yeah, stripping back today. We've talked about where we've got so far. So stripping back is, when we're talking about our business, is going back to like the bare bones, what's essential about it. So for example, we've probably got a particular product or a service that we want to share. We want people to buy, essentially, or utilize if you're not charging. Then there's the people themselves who are going to do that. Your clients or customers or audience, or however you want to think of them. There's how that's going to work, how that transaction is going to take place, the method of delivery, the follow-up, just all very, very straightforward things. And so the reflection of that today is if you've already got a business, I think this is quite easy, because I used to do this when I used to run a catering equipment importing company. Turned over about £9 million, employed about 35 people. We had an office in Hong Kong, that kind of stuff. And I used to play a game on Monday mornings. I can't even remember where the idea came from, whether it just came or whether I'd heard it somewhere else, like on Dragon's Den or something. It could have been that. The game I used to play on a Monday morning was I've never been here before. So I would, as far as I could, like drive through the gates. I can still remember doing it actually, drive up to the building and try and look at everything as if I'd never seen it before, as if it was all the first time that I'd seen it. So going in through the door, right down to like, what was the signage like? Was it really welcoming, or it was like corporate welcoming? What was it? What was the experience people were going to have? I'd go into the warehouse, because we were like a stock and service business selling to wholesale. Look around there, look at facilities for staff, look at our offices, look at my own office, look at everything we were doing, like just not for very long, but just meeting it for the first time. And when I saw things where I thought, yeah, that's just not, we're just doing it, we're not doing what we could do in that area, we're not allowing magic into that. I just stick it on the list, and then gradually over time we try and work through the list so that everything we were doing was kind of as alive as possible, as real, as genuine, as authentic as it could be. And I think when you really strip stuff back, there's a great opportunity, as I said, particularly if you've got a business already, to look at everything you're doing and look at it through that lens. Like does it reflect who you really are, who you want to be in the world? Are you dealing with the people you really want to deal with? Are you charging the fees you really want to charge? Like where are you with all of that? And not not necessarily to make it like a big, oh my God, I've now got so much to think about, but literally almost like putting it on a serving platter. There it is. There's the first thing on the platter. So there's my clients. Like, are they the people that I get really excited about working with? Is that like really magical? There's my offering. Is that amazing? Do I get really excited when I think about that? Like, when this idea for creating these 12 videos came, I was like, ooh, 12 days to Christmas, that's really cool. I can stick something out every single day and like, wow, I haven't done that for ages, that'd be good. Kid in sweet shop, just exciting, which makes it quite easy. Then I've got to think about practical stuff of like, how do I get it to you? And I thought, email, that's, I don't use email much, but why not? It's nice, it's easy, it's straightforward. How do I share it? I just stick a post on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on Instagram, and just, it's simple stuff. It's really, really simple stuff actually. So when we strip it back, you just get to really look at what's going on and say, is that me? Am I expressing how I want to be in that? Is that full of magic, or is it full of obligation? Or, I feel I should have an email list, or, or I feel I should write to people once a week. I feel I should have a newsletter. But honestly, I haven't got much to say. That kind of like just non-energized way of being, because I see a lot of that. I see a lot of that around. Like, people occupying a business they don't really want to be in. It doesn't fit. It's just like borrowing someone else's clothes and wearing them every day, thinking there's no option. There's no options for you to try things on. And that's the amazing thing about magic, it's options that we could never imagine. Like, forget the stuff that you could imagine, which is probably quite cool anyway. I mean, I can imagine quite a lot that's quite cool. There's this whole realm of stuff that I couldn't possibly ever imagine. Like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. And that's all possible through magic in the moment, like all of it. It's magic is the infinite potential. It's who we are. It's our birthright. I'm starting to really see that now, actually, that living a magical life is our birthright. It's the joy of the essence of who we are. It's just very, very cool. So that's the reflection for today, is to strip back what you're doing. And if you don't have a business yet, or you don't know what you want to create, fine. That's okay. You can either imagine that you had something, maybe there's something you fancied doing for a while, or you could look at what someone else is doing and go, oh no, cool, I'll tell you how I would do that. Tell you what I think would work really, really well. Who knows? It's just such a fertile ground. So there's your reflection for today. Go back and strip bare what you've got and look at what that tells you. There's nothing much to do about it for the moment. We're just looking to see what's there and see how much room for the magic we can let in. Okay, see you next video.